Previously on TOG's Elite Dangerous Adventures, Rise of the Ancient Evil Scary Thingy. In the hangar, the trio not only found the orange Sidewinder, but were faced by a terrifying evil eye. The question is, what now? Disclaimer: this production is a poor attempt at humor. It has terrible videography, bad acting, but a hilarious storyline. Well, TOG thinks so. It is based on the older gamers' streaming antics in the fantastic game Elite Dangerous, and some characters are inspired by HCS Voice Packs characters. There may or may not be guest appearances by some of the better Elite Dangerous streamers and other characters that have turned up in the older gamers' stream chat. Yes, I'm looking at you, Soggy Saddlebags.
Within the hangar TOG, Cecil and Smurfy cowered, unable to move yet compelled to run for their lives. The apparition bloated beyond comprehension. The hangar shook, and the moaning vibrations lifted to a terrifying crescendo. And then, it was gone. The hangar fell deathly silent. The air remained frigid, their breath still misting before them, but the unbearable weight pressing down on them had lifted. The lights flickered one final time, then stabilized, casting an eerie glow over the stunned, shivering trio. For a long, terrible moment, nobody spoke. Cecil was the first to break the silence. He cleared his throat, straightened his coat, and adjusted his collar with an air of forced dignity.
"Well,"
he said, voice only slightly trembling,
"that was a bit dramatic, wasn't it? If I were a betting man, I would put my money on the fact that we are certainly in a little trouble."
Then, with the conviction of a man who has definitely had too much to drink, he declared,
"TOG, my man, listen up. History is certainly not written by the young, the fast, or the clever. Oh no, it's written by stubborn old sods who refuse to die, who drink too much, and who face the abyss with a glass in one hand and a poorly thought-out plan in the other."
He took out a pewter flask from his inside pocket of his jacket, took a dramatic swig, wiped his mouth on his sleeve, and jabbed a shaky finger at where the black, ghost-like devil appeared.
"We may be wrinkled, creaky, and slightly confused most of the time, but by the stars above, we are the old-timers. We are wrinkled heroes, and we shall stumble forth, fumble our way through the cosmos, and kick evil right in its bloody, non-corporeal bum."
There was a long silence. TOG chimed in flatly.
"Congratulations, Cecil. You've successfully turned tipsy senility into a battle cry."
Cecil swayed slightly, nodded approvingly, and finished his drink.
"Damn right I have."
TOG, still frozen in place, unmoving, statuesque like his life depended on it, turned to him slowly. His voice was thin, almost hysterical.
"Cecil, we were nearly dragged into the abyss by a living nightmare."
Cecil scratched his head.
"Aye, but did we die?"
What? That's not the point.
TOG threw his hands in the air.
It saw us. It spoke to us. That was the single most terrifying thing I have ever experienced, and I once got stuck in a portaloo during a storm.
TOG didn't mention to his friends that, during the whole episode with the demon eye, he felt like he had been magically transported to another parallel dimension. One where he existed in both the real world and another, all grey and misty. One where he felt like he had been imprisoned, where the, whatever it was, could see him and know his mind. Smurfy, who had been silent up until now, sat down and let out a slow, exaggerated breath.
"I am still processing."
"Oh, take your time, little chap,"
TOG said, still slightly shrill.
"I, on the other hand, have fully processed that I nearly soiled myself."
Cecil frowned, sniffing the air.
"Nearly."
TOG jabbed a finger at him.
"Not another word."
"So,"
Cecil said after a moment, rubbing his hands together.
What do we reckon? Bad omen, good omen, omen of mild inconvenience.
Oh yes, Cecil, I'm sure that was a mild inconvenience and not, say, a harbinger of doom.
Tog snapped.
What part of ICU sounded like? Oh, don't mind me, just popping in for a friendly spectral visit.
Cecil mulled this over.
Could be a very friendly spectral visit. Perhaps it's lonely. Did anyone offer it a drink?
Smurfy sighed deeply.
Cecil, it was made of pure darkness and malice. I doubt it wanted a glass of wine.
Well, you never know, lad.
Cecil said, waving a hand.
Maybe it was just parched.
Tog let out an inhuman noise somewhere between a laugh and a sob.
I am in hell.
There was another pause. The three of them just stood there, staring at the space where the apparition had been, contemplating their existence. Finally, Smurfy shook himself, exhaling sharply.
All right, enough of pretending everything is okay, that we are not completely terrified. What the hell do we do now?
Cecil rubbed his face.
We do what we always do, Smurfy.
Which is...
Tog looked at Cecil. Cecil looked at Tog. They both grinned. Then, before they could say anything, Smurfy sighed.
Get a drink?
And just like that, the fear melted, if only slightly. Tog clapped Cecil on the back. Smurfy shook his head in disbelief, and together they left the shed, heading for the warmth of the house and the safety of a well-stocked wine cabinet.
Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed this chapter. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit the bell, and if you have any plot or character suggestions, leave a comment. It will really help get the channel going, and TOG will be forever grateful.